bath salt. Bath salt. I want to eat bath salt. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Ryan, from Power Punch Productions. Today I'm doing a review of the Kamen Rider Revi and Kamen Rider Vice from SHF. I got these two figures recently, and I've been playing around with them. They're pretty cool. For those of you who aren't aware, Kamen Rider is a show made by the same people who make Super Sentai. Super Sentai gets turned into Power Rangers, so if you see these guys and go, these guys look like Power Rangers, that's why. I will say, and this is probably going to be in several of my next action figure reviews, got my tattoo worked on, so if my arm's kind of peely and kind of gross looking, I apologize, but at the same time, I do what I want. And if anyone wants to know who did my tattoo, it's Scott Prather at Prather Tattoos on Instagram. I'll also leave a link to him in the description. And I guess with that, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to address is I'm doing two figures at once. The reason for that is kind of because if you're buying one of these, you're probably buying the other, just because these guys in the show are a pair. One of these figures is definitely, I would say, in my opinion, better than the other, just in terms of articulation. They're both pretty good, but I think Vice over here is definitely easier to move, easier to get into poses, stuff like that. They both look great, as you can tell here. Let's get some shots of some of that. They did an amazing job painting these guys up. I'm trying to see if I can move my lights so you can kind of get a better look at. Get a nice look at these compound eyes that these writers are known for. But all of that translucent purple, blue, indigo. On the thighs here, I'm kind of worried about paint chipping on there. Luckily, they do have those drop-down legs, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I'm kind of worried about this spot right here as far as paint chipping goes. And then on the bottom of the feet, we've got 5. Revice is the 50th anniversary of Kamen Rider, so you'll see he's got, if you look at it dead on, it's a 50. And then he's got 5 on his feet. Let's go, let's check out his back real quick, just to be safe. This is another spot I'm worried about, because this isn't a soft plastic on the back here. This is a pretty stiff plastic, and I'm kind of worried about that rubbing, maybe some rubbing on the belt. I don't know. It may be fine. SH Figart stuff is usually pretty durable, but that's something to be aware of. Man, like this helmet looks sick. Vice. Good old Vice. Let's set Revi over here so we don't knock him over. His compound eyes. Again, pretty stupendous. Pretty fantabulous. My only concern, so this neck piece right here is a soft rubber, and I'm afraid it's going to rub the paint off on his chin. On the back of the helmet looks okay, but that's just one of those things I'm kind of worried about personally. Another thing is dust. I'm afraid the way this feels, it'll pick up dust really well. There's his belt. Why doesn't he have a big belt thingy? Well, because reasons. He gets one later, I'm pretty sure. I'm not that far. I'm kind of behind on Revice. Been working on Build, which I would love to get some figures for. Particularly my man Grease. This is shins. Got a tail. It's made of that same rubber that the neck piece and this scarf is made of. Looking nice, looking nice. Then we got his feeties. His little feeties have zeros on them, so when you do their signature rider kick, you get 50 when you put them side by side. It's pretty swag, pretty swaggers, it's pretty cool. I guess we'll go over up next. Let's go over articulation. Let me set Vice here to the side, just so we can have enough room to play around with Revi here. I don't want to knock anything over. So, this is the one. Revi is the one. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, this is how you know. This isn't some kid's toy review. Ryan who? That was a shitty joke. Our boy Revice can look. His head is on a ball joint here, and then he'll have a ball joint for the neck, so he can look up about that far and look down pretty far. You know, you can get the head rocking, turn all the way around, do all that fun stuff. You can get some really good kind of, you know, get some good motion out of that. His torso, the top ball joint, you get some pretty good side to side. The back can only go about that far. Front can go about that far. You do get, you know, again, that rotation, but then when you combine it with the bottom, right, the bottom can go pretty far back, pretty far forward and pretty far back, and then when you combine the two, you get some pretty decent motion there. Like I said earlier, we've got these drop-down legs, which I think will help prevent scraping that paint, but again, that is something I'm a little concerned about personally. But we get to kick out that far, which is pretty good. I wish it could be better. I mean, you can get a little bit better if you rotate. If you rotate it, you can get up to about right there, which isn't horrible. Get a double-jointed knee. Pretty sweet. Ankle pivot is okay. Not stupendous. Doesn't go very far to the my right, his left. It doesn't go very far to my right, his left. Goes okay to the left, and then you get pretty wimpy forward and back, and then you do get a toe. Now, I've been avoiding talking about the arms, because that's kind of where our problems lie the most. Overall, most of this articulation is pretty decent, but then when we get to these arms, that's when things kind of fall apart. So, his arms, they've got the SHF pull-out, which gives you a little bit of rotation. Rotation isn't the right word. His arms have the SHF pull-out method. His arms have these joints that SHF makes where you pull them out and you get a little bit more range with them. You know, you get kind of like a ball joint butterfly hybrid, which is pretty sweet. And these shoulder pads are on like a little two-part hinge system. Normally that would let you stick the arm up higher, but because of the design of this shoulder pad here, you can't really go much higher than this without risking breaking anything. Other than that, you know, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which can go pretty decently far, and then your standard, you know, stuff at the wrist that most people know. Yeah, so Revi is a little disappointing. He's pretty limited. Part of that's the design, which is disappointing. But you know, after seeing other people's reviews, I already knew that was going to happen. So I figured I'd snatch him up anyways, just because. Look at that fucking helmet, dude. Such a cool design in my opinion. So, let's check out some of it. Vice has a lot more range, and you would think with this neck piece that it would be hindered, but it's not because of how soft the rubber is. He can look up about that high, which isn't, you know, amazing, but if we're looking at the compound eyes, that's pretty high. Can look down that far, pretty good. He still has that same kind of range that Revi has. It's pretty good. That soft plastic, I think, helps a little bit, but I think it's just got enough resistance that it still kind of gets in your way. You can already see his arms are better. Well, yeah, let's just talk about the arms. Arms are way better than Revi's. Right off the bat, you can hit that T-pose, that Master Chief Fortnite burger. Collapse them down. It looks really nice and sweet. It looks like one solid piece, kind of like the suit does. Very nice, very nice. You know, get that. Got that nice bicep swivel. He's got, I want to say, a little bit, maybe not better, but comparable. You know, double joint. Same kind of thing with the hand. We got, you know, we can do that. We can rotate it around to get the side to side. You know what we're talking about. Then we've got upper torso, can crunch down that far, go back that far. Lower torso, crunch slightly less, not as far down, but much farther back. So, you know, he can go pretty far forward and back, which is pretty sweet. Again, we've got these drop down legs. He can dead on, I think, kick a little bit further. You know, if we get that rotation, he can kick, you know, significantly higher. Double jointed knees. Forward a little bit more. Back, and then side to side. The feet about the same. Then we'll flip them around because we do have this scarf piece. It's got a ball joint and a swivel. So, you know, you can do kind of these, spin it around, do whatever you want. We've got this tail. I wish the tail had more articulation or was wired, because it's just kind of, it's got like the same hinge rotation, which is okay, but like, this is about it. That's about all you can do, which sucks, but it's better than nothing. They didn't have to give us anything. They could have just had a piece of plastic sticking out from betwixt his cheeks. So yeah, Rice. So yeah, Vice's articulation is significantly better than Revi, which is kind of sad because Revi's, well, his name comes first. You would kind of want them to at least be on par with each other, you know, but it could be worse. Certainly could be worse. We'll get on to accessories then, I suppose. How do I want to do this? I'm just not funny today. I'm sure someone out there is like, oh yeah, this is excellent content. No, this sucks. I'm just not funny today. And you know what? I apologize for that. I apologize. I don't. Never apologize for being unfunny. It's who I am. This is still unfunny. I want them to make RyRyinRed SHF. Please. Please. Bandai. Please, I need RyRyinRed SH. I need RyRyinRed SH figures, Bandai. I need it. Please. I need the RyRyinRed SHF Coochie. Is that funny? Did someone laugh at that? Leave a comment down below if you're a dumbass who laughed at that. That was a little mean. We've got these two closed fists. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Next up, we get these jazz hands, open palm hands. Something I noticed a second ago about my Revi. I'm not sure how well you can see it. There's a spot of paint on his. Right there. So, that's kind of disappointing. I doubt I'll notice. These also both kind of double as posing hands. They both have poses that use these hands. And luckily, Revi's is the one that faces outwards. So, I don't think I'm leaving that in. Oh, shit. I knew what I was looking for and I fucked it up. Next up, we've got a set of their combination trigger and axe holding hands. We've got another set of hands that I think you could use to hold their weapons, but I don't necessarily think that's what their intended use is. And we'll get to that in a second. Well, maybe. Let's try something. We'll do it live. No, that's not gonna. That's absolutely not gonna go. Yeah. So these are for the axe and the gun axe. Let's flip these around so you can get a better look at these two bad boys. The way you can tell the difference is the axe size. So this is the axe because it's got the bigger blade. This is the gun because it's got the smaller one. And then we'll switch to the last set of hands. Damn, they weren't kidding. Revi and Vice got hands. Get you guys better look at these weapons here. There's the gun, and show you. So Vice comes with these tiny baby Vice stamps, and you can stamp it so it does fit on the axe pretty well. And we'll take it. Well, this is the gun. This is the axe. And Revi's fits the axe. Pretty well as well. So look at that. Vice stamp. Vice stamps look great. I mean, for what they are, they look really well done. So, I'm pretty pleased with them. They are very tiny, and they're very easy to lose. It's very scary. Finally, we have... So, these are Vice stamp holding hands, but, I mean, if you had, like... This almost looks like an ad for an energy drink. This kind of look I've got going on right here. And just to show off one last thing with the Vice stamps. So you've got Revi here, you've got the Revice driver. So now that. Looks good. Can fit the Vice stamps in there. You can do that, and this does rotate around. So you do get all of that. And then if I take Megalodon stamp from Vice, and Vice has these same tabs on the side of his, you can slot them in there as well. I'm probably going to find some kind of storage option for these when I don't have them on display, just because they are so tiny. And like earlier, before I started this video, I thought I had lost the Rex genome stamp, and I about had a heart attack, I tell you what. And then this guy fell on the floor of my shed, and I also about had a heart attack. So, with accessories done, I guess we'll finish off by getting into size comparisons. So I find things to compare their size to, comparatively. Size comparison. First up, because I think it's probably what most people, myself included, are going to try and put these guys up against, besides other writers, other SHF writers. I've grabbed a Lightning Collections figure. I don't have many, just because they don't have, aside from the Mighty Morphin stuff, they don't have a ton of stuff that I'm particularly attracted to, but I do have what would be their Phantom Ranger, or if you're me, the VRV Master. Let's go ahead and grab another Hasbro figure while we're at it. Got a Cobra Trooper here. Oh, goodness. Come on, you person. And he, if he would stand up, pairs pretty decently. VRV Master is a little bit bigger. I think that's just how it's going to be. They're both a little bit bigger. I don't think it's drastically bigger. I think in this case you might be able to get away pretty easily without anyone like raising any eyebrows. I would like to see how an actual Ranger stacks up. I'm curious to see if maybe Phantom Ranger VRV Master is taller, and maybe if these guys would stack up better with a normal Ranger. But there's these guys. Let's see, what else do I got? I got some weird shit in here, because I'm a weird little dude. Son of a gun. Yeah, so there's another Bandai figure, the Imperial Fist Primaris Intercessor. If we want to just kind of finish off the entire Ryan shot, everything that encapsulates me, we've got a Mezco Conan staring blankly off into space. Very nice, very nice. All of our Mezco stuff is going to run a little bit bigger. I'm actually curious to see how... I have my Wolverine next to me. My Mezco Wolverine. I'm curious to see how he stacks up as well. Probably swap Space Marine out real quick with him just to get an idea. I don't have any Marvel Legends, which I think is probably blasphemy, if not in the collecting world, at least in the United States collecting world. I apologize. I do not own any Marvel Legends. Also, I think this works really well. I think these two do not work so well unless Kaden's supposed to be 9 foot, 10 foot tall. But these two, I think, work really well. Let's, just for the sake of, you know, exploration and science and freedom, really, let's compare Wolverine. So, yeah, I don't think the Mezco guys are a little bit bigger, just in general. Because, like, these two, Conan and Wolverine, I think are in a good scale, but, like, Wolverine should be shorter than these two. So, there you have it. You could probably get away, if you're trying to take some photos, you could probably get away with some forced perspective, which wouldn't be very difficult, but if you're just standing them up on a shelf, maybe separate them with something. Alright. And do I have anything? This is the most Ryan Core review you'll ever see. if you don't know who this next figure is, that's your problem, not mine. Dream collab. Oh no, he's far too tall. So this is the Super 7 King Diamond. From his own solo work, and also the proto black metal band Merciful Fate. He keeps falling over. I'll just hold him. He's way too big, and we'll finish it off with. I couldn't get to my McFarlane Toys Spawn, but I could get to my McFarlane Toys. Nope, that's not gonna fit. McFarlane Toys Necron, and again, like this works, but that's just because Warhammer everything is gigantic. So that'll about do it for size comparisons. I'm gonna leave you with some photos of these two beautiful young men. If you liked it, thank you. Bye.